What we are going to cover today, we're going to complete the JE methodology we were doing point plan. Okay. And then you would be doing the activity. Thereafter, as a part of the session 3, we would be looking at market pricing. That is, how do we compare market data? Then, how do we collate and analyze the data? We will look at percentiles. Then, how do we position ourselves vis-a-vis the market? And then we will look at the compensation terminology, or you could call it as metrics. And these metrics are comp ratios. Then we'll look at those some rules called red circle, green circle, etc. All right. So this is what essentially we're going to cover. Having said that, let us go to the session where we stopped last. Okay. A quick, not the entire recap, but can you all tell me? We talked about job evaluation. What is the purpose of job evaluation? Why should we be doing job evaluation? What is the objective? What is the goal of job evaluation? Anybody? Just to get a feel of whether you have understood. We said we in fact we did job grading. We did paired comparison, which is not really a very accepted method, in the sense that very few startups do that. So we do job evaluation. We started off with paired comparison, then job grading, and we also we were in the midst of point plan. Why do we do job evaluation?
To understand to understand the value or worth of the job, and not the person who's doing it, but the job role.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think that this is, again, I want to reiterate, because some of you are thinking about it. What is job evaluation? Maybe some of you had on the top of your mind a little confusion with job analysis and job evaluation, right? I'm sure. So, job, as the name suggests, evaluation is actually evaluating the job to what? Achieve the job worth, or as Neha said, job value of the job, in relation to the other jobs. Okay. All right. Now, having said that, we talked about, job description is very important, and we do job analysis to document the job description, etc. We were looking at point plan method. It is a quantitative method, right? It is a quantitative method. Why did we say quantitative method? Because in this method, we actually have numerical numbers, points. So when we evaluate jobs, and when we say HR executive is 220 points and HR manager is 360 points, we know exactly which is a higher job and which is a lower job. So the higher job will be paid higher salary, the lower job will be paid lower salary. But can we do anything once you have total the point values? No. So if you want accuracy, what is very, very important? You have to get your job description right. Because if you do not cover everything, what it does, then what happens? You may tend to either lower the worth of the job, or tend to increase the worth of the job. Okay. In order to be very, very accurate, so you need to use a questionnaire wherein you capture the entire job content of the job in terms of tasks, responsibilities, etc. Now, having said that, anybody remembers we said in point plan method, step 1 is what? Identifying compensable factors. Can you see I've written here step 1, identifying compensable factors, like for example here education, work experience, knowledge, leadership. Identifying compensable factors. Compensable factors are those factors for which you pay the salary, right? By whether, by the increase or decrease of the compensable factor, you can differentiate the salary, which is called pay differentiation, right? Supposing a person has an education of just a diploma, or we call it as that IIT. It's not a graduation, much lower as in compared to somebody who has a post graduation. So obviously, you will pay more to the guy who has post graduation, but based on the requirement of the job. Likewise, experience. So there is a differentiation. But say, for example, there is a you are saying there is a factor, okay, and the 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 need for that factor is of equal weightage across all the jobs, then does that become a compensable factor? Say, for example, I'm just saying punctuality. Everybody has to be punctual, right? Common. So, what I'm trying to say is education is also common, but the level or the differentiation is lower at lower jobs, higher at higher jobs. Are you getting me that? Are you getting that differentiation? Okay. Like, say, for example, hmm, code of conduct, ethics. It's the same for everybody. It doesn't become more for top management, doesn't become less for lower level of people. So that does not become a compensable factor. Got it? Okay. Now, having said that, when we said in step two, you understand what degrees you have to do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Degrees are what? Levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. That means uh, 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 the the need, the intensity of this particular factor at level 1 will be much lower. So in lower jobs, it will be there. Higher jobs, higher intensity. Got it? So we did that. Then we did the weightage. Then what did we do? We actually then did the point plan. That is trying to put the points. How 20 into 1, 20 into 2. I think Shibi, in fact, asked me, how did you get this 40, 80, 120, 160 map? And I said, see, 40 into 1 is 40, 40 into 2 is 80. So, you know how you've got them. Now what will you do? Now you have to take the job description of the particular position which you want to evaluate and then see. Say, for example, I have an HR executive, okay, job description, right? Now, I have to look into the job description and say, at an education, at an education, I want what post graduation for that HR executive. So, how many points will I give?
60.
Can you see here? 60.
60.
Then, for the next compensable factor, work experience, I want that person to have 0 to 4 years. So, how many points will I give?
50.
50, yeah.
Okay. In knowledge, I want that person, HR executive, to have a good understanding of the processes.
30.
How many points will I give?
30.
30. Okay. And then in terms of the compensable factor, which is supervisory responsibility, etc., executing typically, executing all the roles, responsibilities, understanding. So, how many points will I give?
80.
So now, if I want to total up the point value for an HR executive, it will be 60 plus 50 plus 30 plus 80. Got it?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay. Now you have arrived at point
I have
values.
one question. I'm sorry. Can I rise?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. In regards to the weightages, so allocation, which you have mentioned here, 20, 25, 15, and then education is 20, right? So this weightage, no industry to industry, this weightage are different?
How did I arrive?
Yeah,
Not only from industry to industry, even from
okay.
organization to organization,
Organization,
based on
exactly.
their business model, based on their business strategy, right? Based on
Mm,
their business goals. I will give, like, say, for example, and also based on the life cycle of the organization, startup,
mm,
growth, maturity, decline. Maybe in a startup, I will look at work experience more. Maybe in a growth, I will look at education or maybe leadership supervisory. So it depends. Okay. All right.
Okay,
So that's clear.
understood. Thank you.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Okay.
so thank
Now, having said that, then what will I do? I have now achieved what? I have actually achieved the point values for all these positions. That means what have I done? Have now I know that if I put them into a ranking order, I know which job is higher and which job is lower. Got it? So I have these jobs. Now, but that is not good enough. Now I have to say, hey,
Compare.
how much do I pay? How much do I pay for a job which is 220? Or how much do I pay for a job which is 265? How much do I pay for a job which is 360? Now, how will I pay? Obviously, I'll have to look at what the market is paying. Are you understanding the linkage now? Shibi, I have done my internal work. I know which job is higher and which job is lower. Now I have to decide for every point how much of money I have to pay. Got it? Huh? Now, how will I do that? I have to get the market data. Okay. Now, once I get the market data, I will get into the details of market data when I'm doing the salary survey. Okay. Right now, please just get this understanding that I've got the market data of similar industries, and this is the market data per month. Per month, like an HR executive in Hyderabad salaries 20,000 per month. For a technical lead, 35,000 per month. Now, when I'm collecting this data, we'll also tell you in the salary survey whether it is only base salary or is it base plus variable. Typically, it is only base salary. Okay. But then when you cover so typically when you are actually fixing salary structures, you only use base, not the variable. Because as I said, variable varies. So you don't use variable per year. Okay. Now, having said that, we have to now we have to do, we have to create a pay line. Last time I found the difficulties in some of you. Some of you have already. So I'm going to tell you a very easy method now. So you have to do what? A pay line. Typically, a pay line. A pay line will look like this. Okay. But let me. I will do it for you all. So I have to create a pay line so that every point on that pay line will give me this salary. How do I do it? Simple. I have to do a regression. Insert both the data X and also Y. Yesterday, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think in my last session, I mentioned about when we do a regression, regression is run on two variables. The two variables are the point value and the salary. Point value is the independent variable and the salaries are dependent variable. So having done that, now what I will do? Go to insert. Then what will I do? Go to charts. Then use scatter. Why scatter? I will push it here. Why did I say scatter? Because scatter will give you how your job points are distributed. Now, simple. What you can do now? Under home, can you see a quick layout? Then FX. Okay. Now, can you see? Can you see this? No, I'll put it here. Can you see an equation here? Can you see? Okay. That means now the salary, wise salary, you want to calculate a salary of any position for any points, 259.67. Okay. This is also called slope. And this is also the value of y multiplied by the points. Can you see there is x there? What does x represent? Points minus intercept. This is the value of intercept. Now intercept is mostly minus. Maybe after some time, I'll just take you to a whiteboard and tell you this, how the slope is so slope is this. Okay. And intercept is what? When this line, when you extrapolate it, the value of y when x is 0. Did you get me? The value of y when x is 0. Okay. So every point, then what happens? The salary increases. Like for example, now let me make it bigger. Now supposing I want to say, if I can say this is 250, maybe 250 is here, it may not be there, but still the best fit line gives you any position which has your points, you can calculate the salary. So supposing this is 250, select the corresponding salary will represent the salary of those points. I can also say 350. Oh, sorry. Got it? Now, the best thing about regression is, do you see I have left some jobs here, 140, 180? In the organization, when you're collecting market data, maybe 40%, maybe 50% of your jobs are common in the market. Only when there's a common job, you can collect market data. But when there is a job which is very unique to your organization, you can't compare because that kind of a job is not there in the market. Are you with me? I hope I'm able to. You have still calculated the point value. But then how do I determine the salary? You don't have to get from market. Now you can get it from this regression. That's how regression helps you. By having some job, you can calculate the slope and intercept value, and you can anytime calculate the salary of that position. Like I don't have market data for 140, but I can still do this, right? 180, I can still corresponding. Okay. Now, having said that, can you see there is something called R square there? The measure of regression is what? R square. For everything you measure, right? So a measure of R square. R square is typically maximum 1. So anything between 0.75 to 0.80 to 1 is a good measure. It's a good measure. Now, let me tell you, why is it a good measure? Because what happens? Can you see the job points? When your R square is absolutely 1, all the points will be on this pay line. Now, you will do that. If these points are far away from this pay line, then your R square will be low. Now, what does that mean? Don't come to an agreement that, hey, that means it is wrong or right. No, that means 84% of my market value is dependent on point value and 15% is dependent on others, maybe like supply and demand, maybe like some critical skill, etc., etc. But if you say you have found the data and your R square is say 60%, that means 60% is dependent on point value and 40% is dependent on something else. Are you with me? So when you are predicting the salary, it may be a good idea when it is 60, 70 to go back to the drawing board and again check to get the right data. All right.
Does that mean that we need to increase our salary or something like that?
No. It doesn't mean that you have to be accurate in your data, or maybe you have not matched your jobs. Got it? Maybe you have not matched. Now, having said that, I'll just somebody, yeah, Kalyan, please. I missed out your
No problem. No problem, man. Just wanted to understand what does that equation denotes and how do we interpret that is the question that I had in mind.
Okay. A little more further step equation. See, Now to calculate any salary, HR executive, the equation is like a straight line. I will again just do that also so that it helps you. One second. Insert, scatter. Okay. All right. Now, you can also do it another way. Add trend line and okay. You can also do it this way. All right. So I did it another way also so that you all understand. Okay. Now, yes, Kalyan. So you're talking about this equation, Kalyan, that is
Yeah.
Y, that is the salary of that position Y. Any position is also, so I said pay line salary Y is equal to, what is the equation? Slope multiplied by point value plus intercept. This is this equation. You can also write it like Y equals, okay? I'm sure you learned it in the class, AX plus B. AX plus B. Okay? Where A is what? Slope. X is what?
Point value.
B is intercept.
Intercept.
B is intercept. Now, when you do regression,
So
you
I'm
have
sorry,
to.
Y is my predictable salary then.
So, Y is the predictable salary, not market salary.
Okay,
So,
got it.
if you see, I must, one second. Let me push it here. See, got it? I put it here, pay line salary Y. Okay. Now, having said that, you can calculate the value of slope. You can calculate the value of intercept. I'll just quick. I want SLOPE, slope. Internet connection is unstable. Okay. When you are doing, I will teach you all. So now you have to calculate your pay line salary. What will you do? Quick. Tell me, anybody. If you have to calculate your pay line salary, how will you calculate?
Is it that
All that you
equation we are given the 259.67 into number of points?
Yep. All that you need to do is just put that formula. What is the formula? Y is equal to slope multiplied by a point. And if it is minus, your slope, your intercept is minus. So put the minus and then just drag it. Okay. And then you have to create a what? Range. This is your what? Midpoint. You have to create a range. So for the lower jobs, plus minus 10% typically is the spread or the width. So you can create minus 10% minimum plus 10% maximum. Okay, guys. Now what I want you all to do, you will be doing it as just one group. Okay. Now I'm going to stop this. And if you recall, one of the people can actually share the screen here, the job grading what you all did. You know, the proof of the pudding is in eating, right? So you will be doing this. So only one of you, if you can share that screen, I will tell you exactly what you need to do. Do you have it last time, job grading? Because I don't want you to create
I
a
have it.
template
I
again.
have it. I
Huh?
have it.
Okay.
Nivedita
Great,
has.
Nibbi.
She has
Yeah.
done.
Okay. Okay. Can you make it a little bigger, Nivedita?
I'm just removing these.
Little, huh? Little.
Is that okay? Can you see?
Huh. I want to see your job grading. Yes. Can you fit it? We can use just 4 grades so that
Yeah,
4 grades.
what
Yeah.
grade.
Can you scroll up? You did the answer, but actually I want you all to do. Yeah, the group has to do. So can I take you up?
Yeah.
Scroll up. All right. Okay. Uh, Factors: education, experience, knowledge, and skill, and span of control. Can you delete financial impact?
Ma'am, actually, why we put, because in the Word document, no, education and
No, no, no.
experience.
Yeah, okay. So we will use only 4 compensable factors because I want the group to do it. Okay,
Okay.
it becomes easier. Done. Okay. All right. So now we will label them as levels or degrees. So you can level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. You can put them as. So have
This
you
one?
put only 3 grades, or we are doing point plan, Nivedita? Yeah. So put them as levels because this is your job grading, but I'm actually using some of that data and so that the group can do the point plan. So put them as level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. Okay. I hope the entire group is there and you all are watching it. Huh? None? Now, add a small column for weightage next to the factors between factor and level 1. Yeah. Done? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, ask the group. Step 1 was compensable factors. We are doing a point planner. Step 2 is what? Determine
Putting.
the levels. So
Yeah.
so we have 4 levels: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Okay. Step 3 is weightage, priority. So ask your group, the entire group, what weightage you should be giving to your 4 compensable factors. Consider anything. First of all, think what organization is it? A startup or is it a organization with growth? So think it must be an IT company. So that way. Okay.
I just gave randomly, ma'am. If anybody
No,
has any.
tell you how will they also learn, right?
Yeah.
At least tell them, yeah, everybody has to give their inputs in weightage.
Yeah. So for me,
Raghav and Shibi, everybody has to give in their inputs.
I'm considering a startup. So accordingly, I have put the
I or
more.
we?
Sorry, we are considering a startup. So I'm giving more weightage to knowledge and skills and the span of control.
Okay.
Uh,
Now put the weightage there. Ask others also to quickly give their input so that you can put it.
Anybody has
Yeah,
any,
let's go for education 25. Yeah.
because it's a startup, Raghav, so I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
more on
Yeah.
experience and knowledge
Sure,
rather than.
absolutely. I'll go. 25, yes. Experience also you can do as
Yeah.
okay.
I
20,
and the span of control as 20.
25. Okay. You need knowledge and skills. So okay, 30.
Anything
Maybe it will
else?
be lean. So span of control won't be much. So
Yeah,
20, 25, 30, and the balance can go to the span of control.
yeah,
Yeah. Put that. Yeah. Acha, you have given 15 of 30 plus. Is it 100? Working out to 100? 30, 30, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Great. Okay. All right. Now, please look at the descriptors. In point plan, the descriptors cannot overlap because you are assigning points. So diploma, IIT graduate certificate done. 0 to 2, 3 to 5, da, 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 da. Basic working knowledge, strong, good. Individual 1 to team 60. So please, others also have a look at it. Put descriptors. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Good. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have to do point plan. So you have to make, Nivedita, can you make your bigger, because now we will put the points there. So
Yeah.
no, the same thing we'll use the same table. So make
Yeah,
your cells bigger.
is that okay?
Great,
Yeah.
great. Now you can, if you want, you can give a different color. So you are giving points. So 15 into 1 is 15. 15, the, for the education, it will be the same, right? 15, 15 into 2, 30, 15 into 3, 45. So please multiply. Ask the group also to help you.
15. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
30.
sorry. I didn't pick up the other level 4. That didn't get copied. 1 second.
Where is Kalyan? I hope Kalyan is. Kalyan,
Yes, ma'am.
Kalyan, are you following? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 15, 30, 45, and 60. Okay. Next one.
30. So it will
Yeah.
be 30.
30, 60,
90.
and 100. And great. Yeah. This also same. 30, 60, 90, 120.
Now
Good.
25.
Now 25, 25, 50, 75, 100. Okay, great. Okay, good. So guys, your weightage should always be 100. So does it come to 100? Yes. And then this is if you total up your level 1, it should be 100. Level 2, 200. Level 3, 300. Level 4, 400. So this is a total point plan of 400 points. Okay?
Okay.
Done.
And
All right. Now your point plan is ready. Now what you need to do, you have to evaluate. Now you select. So for this act, we need at least, okay, 8 positions are good enough. All right. So select 8 positions. And now I want you to do this. Select 8 positions. Now divide it amongst your group so that they can also quickly do. Using this template, now I will help you with one. So take up one job description. The job descriptions which we gave earlier on. Can you do it? Can you put that job description adjacent to this? Is it possible?
these ones, ma'am, this.
Yeah. These. So we will take project engineer. I will help you with how to evaluate and how will you, select the points for each compensable factor. Now what you do, you write the compensable factors here. They were vertical, horizontal. Above. Yeah, go back to the sheet. You know, you selected one row here, right? Just above that. You write education, experience, knowledge, horizontally, and span of control. Knowledge, span of control. Then total points. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, project engineer, looking at the job description, you have
0
to
to
select
3. Yeah.
what
So let
points.
me,
This,
yeah,
yeah. Now you are
let me
looking at
take you.
Huh?
Yeah, let me take Nivedita.
select only 6 positions. Don't have to do all. So that you learn the technology. That's it.
Yeah,
So
project
0 to 2.
engineer 0 to 3 year experience.
So it's level 1, so it is 15.
Yeah, no, 0 to 3 year experience. No, project engineer as per the JD is a 0 to 3 year experience.
Okay. So it will fall into this only, right? Level 1,
Yeah,
which is
exactly. True. Correct.
yeah.
Experience, yeah, experience you have done, right? No, experience is what is the
That's what there
education?
it was experience and education together actually.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Education and experience is same, which means we
Yeah.
have to give 15, yeah?
15 and 30, I think we
No,
should put.
0 to 2, so 30.
30,
30,
okay.
yeah. So
Right.
education is 15 points and experience is 30
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Knowledge
What else?
30, span of control 20.
Shibi, are you now following Shibi? How we are doing the process? Okay.
Okay, right.
For every compensable factor, we are assigning a point value which is required by the job. So it need not be that all of them will follow level 1 or may
Yeah.
follow also. But we are not saying, hey, this is the rule. So wherever you find that this is what is required, you will circle that and you will use that point value. Got it. Great. Yeah.
Okay. One more can we take?
No, you have to do 8 positions at least because I'm going to make you do the entire regression, no? Quickly.
Yeah. Project manager, let's go
Because
project manager.
Nivedita has done it, but some of the others have not done. So they will also learn.
Yeah. Anyone want to do? Project manager, the 8 to 12 year experience?
8 to 12. So it
Yeah.
would be, so
8
it
to
is
12
in, so ma'am,
years.
if it is coming in between these two, what to do? Like with
Pardon?
grade, it is coming between level 3 and level 4. 8 to 12
No,
years of
8 to 12
12.
years. So you can
Yeah.
actually take level 3, 90.
Level 3, 90. Okay.
And education was graduate
Engineering. Yeah,
engineering.
engineering. Yeah, engineering.
So it will be 30.
No,
No, 90, right?
30, 30.
He's level 2 na, for education.
Uh, okay. Interesting.
So that will be
Yeah.
60.
Yeah, that should be 60, right?
No, education is 30. The first line is for education.
Sorry. Education
Yeah.
30. Yeah. Experience 90. Then
Yeah.
knowledge.
What was the knowledge? Sorry, I'm not opening the Word document. If
1 minute,
any,
1 minute.
Knowledge,
Knowledge,
whether it's basic, working, or strong function.
uh, knowledge. Where's the
So
knowledge?
typically you take it as, okay, project manager, so working function.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you can put it as working function.
working function. So it will be 60.
60.
Okay.
Yeah. And span of control, probably we can take it as 60-20. So put it as 75.
Yeah. 30 and 50
Because shop
direct
floor,
and
no, you will have
indirect.
many people.
In the
So just
JD,
total.
ma'am, just want to get a clarification. Span of control in the JD is mentioned 30 to 50 direct and indirect resources. What is that
Yeah.
actually?
Direct and indirect. What happens? Sometimes you have only direct reportees. But
Direct
again, there will be
okay.
many people reporting to those direct reportees.
Yes,
So here
yes,
you are
yes.
taking into consideration all of them. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Take 3 or 4 more jobs so that we can do a complete regression.
Project manager,
Finance.
we have,
You can do
Finance.
general manager finance.
yeah, general manager finance. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So year of experience 12 to 15.
So it is
12 to 15 is 120.
Experience. Okay. So 120.
120.
And education, anything is mentioned?
Yeah, CA, chartered accountant. I mean, you have to go
Okay. So
to
he could be at 60.
60, right?
60.
Right.
Knowledge. Obviously, cross functional 120.
120, okay.
Then obviously you must be having a large team. So 100. 100, 200, 300, and I think it is how much?
400.
400. Okay.
Can we do HR manager?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's happy to do HR manager. Good. Good to go. So I thought we'll do general manager HR.
Yes, you can do. Yeah.
I'm
I want
just
you all to do at least 6 to 8 positions. Then we'll quickly do the regression. Yes.
yeah, manager, senior manager HR, 8 to 12 years. You'll do general manager,
No,
Navidita?
both HR manager and general manager, both we will do.
Okay,
That
perfect. HR
first
manager, 8 to 12 year experience.
so 8 to 12 again 90 I'm putting. Any education qualification? But sorry,
MBA,
not
MBA, yeah, MBA.
MBA post graduation. So it will be the last one. Where is it?
Of course,
60.
60.
Then knowledge working function
HR team,
or strong function. We'll put it as strong function. Okay.
strong
90.
function.
Knowledge again.
Then span of control, probably it is just 1 to 5
HR,
teams, right?
yeah, HR
50.
team, yeah.
50.
50.
Span of control is 50 and knowledge is 90. Okay.
general, it would be 60 for education.
General
General
manager,
manager,
15 years, 15 plus,
60. Yeah, 60.
60, yeah.
Then experience also, where is it?
15 to
Ah.
18 years.
That
Yeah.
means, is it 120? Yeah, 120 then.
120, yes.
120. Then knowledge will be again
100,
strong
100,
or cross functional.
One
Then
question.
120.
120.
Ma'am, one question. I
Yeah.
was just seeing these compensable factors. Don't you think experience and knowledge is again nearly the same thing? If you actually go to see, you're compensating for the same thing only, nearly. Because see, the topic we are saying is knowledge and experience. Don't you think it's sort of a overlap?
So here, see, we have taken it. In fact, if you see that, I'm sure you heard of ACE point plan. Okay. They talk about a general compensable factor called know how. Okay. Now, under that know how, they put as 3 sub-compensable factors. So what did they do? They then said, hey, we will have what? Experience, technical know-how, and managerial. All right.
Mm.
And
Mm.
also for behavioral also. So it depends. So here we have taken knowledge because it's a startup. So you need more of the technical know-how. So you can consider that knowledge as a technical know-how. And experience is number of experience which the person has put in. Shibi,
Yeah.
got it?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Knowledge will be the more of the technical know-how. Okay?
Okay.
We'll go 100 for this span up control, no?
Yeah.
Since it's a general manager, yeah.
Absolutely. So one more position, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be a good sample then.
Which position? Project lead.
You can have this one, no? Director. You want to have director finance? You can have director finance.
I think director finance also will be 400 only, no?
Yeah, it will be 400. Since we have actually not, I'll tell you one more thing here now. Yeah, please give that, and then I'll save my comment after you write this. Okay, stay with this. Now, Shibi has a question in her mind, but she's not able to put it properly. Now, for example, director finance, general manager. Okay, what did we do? We used the same compensable factors at level 4 and gave 400. All right. But when you actually are doing this exercise in your organization, what does it mean? You also need to have a feel of how many jobs are there, jobs, and what is the kind of a complexity you want to differentiate. So you are actually looking at then more, you know, more levels. You can have, we have only given you 4 levels for the sake of learning, but you can have 5 or 6, okay, and more compensable factors so that you can differentiate general manager and director finance. So his point values will become little different. Now, right now, what have I done? It has become a little compressed. So both the guys have been falling into the same, almost with the same, 400 points. That means I'm rating director finance and also general manager in the same point value, right? But when you know, so the number of levels, that is differentiation, the number of compensable factors are dependent on across the organization. What is the kind of complexity? Is it very complex or is it not much? So a much simpler organization, it will have fewer levels and fewer compensable factors. But a complex organization will have many more. You can still have more levels so that you are giving space to these jobs which will have further, you will be able to accommodate them into finer kind of positions. Got it? Okay, having said that, great idea. Now, Nivedita, now I want you to uh, have only 2 rows. Yeah, Shibi, yes.
No, one question. We are trying to give a point system. Like, for example, going with the same points, saying there are 400 points, and we are saying this 400 points is, say, paid a salary of 1 lakh rupees. But a GM finance and a director finance, the salary levels are totally different. So
So here,
going by
because
point system,
hypothetically we have taken, but they are different. Why are they different? Not because of the title GM finance or director finance. Not because of the title. Step back, go back a little more. Look at what are they doing? Task and responsibilities. If their job descriptions are almost the same in terms of accountability, responsibility, etc., then even if they have different titles, you just have to give the same salary then. But what you're saying is they have different salaries. So why are they having different salaries? Why is their pay differential? Because their jobs are different. Now, in this, have I accommodated that? I have not. Got it? Got it, Shibi? On the ground. So that means obviously the director of finance will come and say, hey, how did you rate my job equivalent to the other person's job? I do this. My financial impact is so much, whereas the GM finance's financial impact is lesser. Are you with me? Or for example, my accountability is higher, my responsibility is more. So you need to accommodate that by building up more compensable factors and more levels. Got it? But here, what have I done? For the sake of learning, I said, hey, stick to 4 levels and 4 because I want you all to learn that.
okay,
Are you
fine. And
with
the
me, Chibi?
point taken. But what are we trying to say that anybody by
Uh,
this, by
uh.
virtue of are we saying that anybody with these specific point levels, generally the salary levels are same?
Oh, if your job is 400, if I valued your job at 400 and somebody else's job at 400, it's the same salary.
Okay, so irrespective
Because
of
you
which
can't pay
function,
irrespective of anything. Yeah,
yeah,
that means you're saying
irrespective of
the
any
worth of the job
function
is the
you are, if
same.
the
Yeah.
points are Acha, so
Huh.
basically point value you're saying and giving the same worth, so the same
Yes, every
value.
point is money. Every point is money. Now that is why when Hay comes and does, then these guys will say, "Hey, show me what did you put as point value?" Then the Hay advantage is since they have done across the globe and they have almost, so they will validate and say, "See, similar job, similar scope." So this is not an exercise which is done in 5 to 10 minutes. It has to be rigorous. You have to capture everything because it is money. But once you have arrived, 400, but tomorrow this job has got expanded by doing more work. Then you have to again evaluate and add more points. Got it? Oh,
That's fine, ma'am. I'm putting it. I have just one question, ma'am.
sure.
Where I am asking is, for example, an HR manager, if I get from the survey some data, random data, for example, if she's or she's earning 30,000, for example. But ideally, ma'am, this HR manager whom I am looking forward is for a uh, uh, KPO type of an organization where HR is the main work, maybe from, like, for example, Edeco or something. For them, the HR manager is the highest value job. So how will that be compared to a 30,000? Because for them, the HR manager is a higher level, maybe a revenue generating role. So for them, it should not be 30,000, right? Which I'm comparing it with. It should be something higher. Uh,
Let me share with you. My finance guy, chief of finance, always used to tell me, ma'am, I'm getting less salary. I said, why?
hmm.
See, Ernst and Young gives higher salary. PwC gives higher salary to chartered accountant. I said, okay, fine. I'm a chartered accountant, so I should get the same salary. But are you doing the same job which a CA does in a Ernst and Young or a PwC? As you rightly stated, the job there is premium, a chartered accountant job. He's a revenue generator. His nature of job is different. But that the job in the corporate, in an organization, is little different. I don't want a premium guy. I want a guy and I will pay average salary. Are you with me? So what you are
Yeah.
trying to say is that for me, uh, I need a premium person because, like, all the HR people who work in HR consulting, they get much more salary as in compared to the HR people who are working in corporate. Now, I can't say, see, the HR consulting company is giving higher salary, so I also have to get the same salary. What I will say, hey, we don't have that kind of requirement. So I don't mind taking a tier 3 person because my job does not require those skills. So why should I pay? But if I require, for example, in Amazon, or say, for example, in any of this logistics company or other, there are 2 or 3 positions which are very critical, which drive the business. Like in Amazon, supply chain guy, I'll pay the best because I want the best guy there. Got it? Logistic guy, I'll pay the best because my business depends on those people. So I will also differentiate. Pay differentials for critical positions will be very high. Got it?
Hmm. Okay.
I'll pay the highest salary. But for an admin or for facilities, etc., I don't need an IIM or IIT kind of a person. I need tier 3 kind of a person. I'll pay average salary. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
In a way,
So
then
it is a
we will.
requirement because when you don't require and you are getting the very premium people, then you are making actually, if you pay, your wage cost is increasing. You are not using them. Okay. So you have to decide what kind of skill sets I need. And therefore, in most of the organizations, they have this strategy. They will bring from premium certain percentage to do different things. They will bring tier 3 people to do different things. Okay. Yeah. Now you're doing the okay. Insert, simple. Insert.
Scattered that.
Go to quick layout is there. Yeah. Okay. I hope everybody is watching this and Shibi.
Yes, I'm doing it
Yeah,
also.
yeah. Quick, no, you can do 2 ways. You can actually go to quick layout and do it. Can you see on that insert? There is a quick layout. Yeah, click on that.
I've done that, ma'am. Shall I remove it then?
No, no, you can go. You can do this also. Display R. Okay. So what is the R square here?
0.87.
1 second.
Yeah,
How do you
that
go to
means
display R square? Sorry. How do you have to go? You have to right
When
click
you
and do.
no, no.
add trend line, or you can do it from here. Quick layout, and then there is FX. You can do that.
1 second. I do here add trend line. Okay. And after you
And
add trend line, actually you go down and you do. Okay.
display equation on chart, display R
Okay.
square value.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay.
Does anybody have any questions here? Very simple. Nivedita, would you like to do it once again so that they see it? Delete, cut this. Yeah,
How do
delete. Okay,
how
okay.
do
Click on any of the job points and you'll get your answer. No? Right. Oh, it's already there. Display equation, you can write.
do I remove it, ma'am?
Delete. If you want to delete and just redo it so that some of you can. Okay.
I'm not able to remove it.
No,
Sorry.
no. In the market data, just go to market data. Blank is there, right? Click on that. Above. Just take your click and right click, delete. Okay. Actually, what you have to do is just go to that blank. You have so much of space. Why don't you redo it again? That'll be better. Because I'm not.
Okay.
You can do it here. Okay.
So we go to insert, and then we go to scatter, and then we go to the scatter graph. Then when you go to it, click on the points, and then click on add trend lines. When you get add trend lines, just click on display equation on chart and display R square value. So you get both.
Yeah.
Or
Fantastic.
you can do some.
Yeah, that also. Now calculate the salary for 5 positions by using that formula. Y is equal to AX plus B, or Y is equal to slope multiplied by point value plus intercept.
Yeah. One second.
Yeah, next to market data, you can do it.
Sorry, ma'am. 1 second. My thing
Or you
is
want to
I'm not.
put it in another sheet.
No, I'm just copying the equation.
Okay. Yeah, in the D column, no?
Yeah.
You just have to
Now.
drag it there. No. Go to the first one where 20,000 you put. Okay. But you can also drag it then.
Later I will drag it, ma'am. Here I will put the value for X, which is 255, right?
Yeah.
Why it's coming an error?
So typically what I do is
Yes.
equal to
Yes.
put the slope value. What changes is only the point value, right?
Yeah.
Then you can put the cell number and then drag it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, by salary. No, this is not X, but you're writing
Salary, right? No,
Y
this is
salary. You have to
Y.
write the Y salary or the pay line salary. Just write pay line salary. That will be better. Okay. Now this pay line salary is the midpoint, 15th
Yeah.
percentile. Okay. And then one builds the ranges around it. So I want to ask the group, are you all very clear about this process? Yeah? Any
Ma'am, and
doubts?
then
Because we'll go to the
how
next one then.
so how do we decide the range that you will teach now, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah. The range. So what you do, create, create one row in between C and D. Insert one row. Okay. Now, So if, say, for example, for the first two jobs, engineers and managers, if you want to create a range. So for the first one, plus minus 10%. So how will you do? Simple, no?
Okay.
16,475. 10% you have to minus. That becomes your range. Minimum. This will be your minimum. Plus 10 will be your maximum. Okay?
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Now, project manager is at a little higher middle level. So the range or the spread can be 25%. Okay? Plus minus again. This is the midpoint. And this D will be your min and F will be your max.
Okay. So D will be min.
Yeah, D will be your min and F will be your max. Minimum, midpoint, max.
D, no. E will be the min. Sorry, D is min. Sorry. E is a median.
So, min, mid, max. Clear?
Yeah.
Every salary range will have a minimum and a max with a center midpoint. Got it?
Got it, ma'am. Got it.
Okay.
Got it, ma'am.
Done. Okay, guys. Any questions? Because then we will go to today's chapter quickly. Okay. And in fact, we will all do practical work only quickly. Okay. Can I share?
One
Yes.
second, just hold on.
Okay.
Can you just show the sheet again, Nivedita, what sheet that you had made?
Yeah,
All
one
right.
second.
Yeah. And please circulate it to everybody.
Nivedita, please circulate this to the team. That will be helpful for everyone.
Yeah, I will do that right now. Hello?
In fact, guys, Meritt has given very, elaborate workings so that when you do the assignment, you will have no problem at all.
Sure,
Okay.
ma'am. 1 second.
Nee, got it. I had put a formula mistake. I got it correct. Done.
Okay. Okay, guys. So now we are getting into the third equity. What was the third equity? No, the second equity we finished.
Just one
What
thing.
did we finish now? Huh?
Sorry, just 1 minute. Nivedita, if you could just show your screen, because when I am doing this for Director
No,
Finance,
Shibi, you want to show your screen?
oh yeah, I'll show my screen once.
I can then help you with it.
So for Director Finance, the market data that we had was 59,000. But
Okay.
by this formula of this Y or this pay line, this coming as 52,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm actually now not getting back to regression, considering the fact that it must be fine. But maybe I'll take 5 minutes to quickly do it. Let me just see. Just
It will be
select the data
0.87.
quickly. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, regression is 0.7, ma'am. That's why it has become less.
Pardon?
It is 0.7, so it will not be 100 into 100, right? So it will be lesser.
No. Yeah, it's possible, but there are some more other things to be told. See, one thing, Shibi, if I were to actually match market salary with the internal job, then what happens? I wouldn't have been required to do regression, right? But when you're doing internal equity, that is, you want to be fair in the way you are paying a particular job vis-a-vis the other jobs. So that's why you're doing this statistical technique called
So
regression.
my question is that, for example, we are saying for 400 or for any level for that matter, for project engineer, the market data is 20,000. And this data, we are plotting the market data only in this regression chart. And we made a pay line slope. So this is coming
Right.
as 16,000. So I'm saying,
Yeah,
why is
that's
this
what I'm trying to say now. So this data is a little different from Nivedita's data. That's okay.
It's the same
That's
only.
okay. It's the
It's the
same
same
data,
data, yes.
but for you it's coming different, is it?
No, I think for her also it's coming the same only.
No. Okay, I will tell you why. I'll tell you. So the market might be giving 20,000, but when you are integrating market data with all the jobs, there is also something called aligning the market data with the rest of the jobs. Okay. So it will also give sometimes higher salary, and sometimes it will also give lower salary. This is what you are going to pay in your organization. Got it? When we apply regression, it is not necessary that if the market is saying 20, but considering the fact that these are the jobs, list of jobs, these are the point values, okay? It is taking not just one job, it's taking the market data of all the jobs, it's taking the point values of all the jobs, and then saying, hey, this is what you have to pay because 16,000 vis-a-vis the other jobs. So it will be like, see, 35 okay for some, it will be a little more, little less. No, have you seen? Okay.
So
Yeah,
it doesn't
so
match, is it? When
it
I
doesn't.
thought maybe it
No.
will match with the pay
What I'm
line.
trying to say, if it has to match, Shibi, then all the jobs, then I don't even have to do regression. No, I will only pay what the market pays. Like some organization who will purely go by what the market is paying because they are in a very, what I should say, highly volatile market. So what the market pays, they will pay based on their affordability.
My question is, we have put this only data to make the chart by which we got that formula.
Right.
So the formula will still not match. That is actually the question.
Yeah, it is fine. Absolutely fine.
Okay.
Absolutely fine. It is integrating and saying this is what you have to pay. Got it?
Okay.
But can I just check? I mean, you why don't you just for a minute select the market data and point value data and quickly just show me? Just select the data.
This
I want to
data.
see.
And I'm sure I think Nivedita also had the same data only.
Then it's fine. I'm just wanting to see. No, don't do this. I just go to insert and quickly do that. I want to see. Select the data. Go to insert. Okay. Click. Right click. Yeah. Display equation. Display equation. Let me. I'm just checking. Cross checking. Okay. Okay. Great. Now. Now add this
120.6.
formula. Add this formula 120. Your slope value is okay. So I want to
I've
calculate
used the
one.
same.
I want to calculate one position. Just a minute. Say equal to and put this 120 multiplied by 120.6. No, put 120. 120.6 equal to 120.6 multiplied by what is your point? 100 plus 44158. 15. Is it 0.8 or 8?
0.8.
Okay. How much is it? 16,475. Yeah, great. No problem. No, I just checking whether you got them right. Yeah. So your question of saying that absolutely you are right, because in the beginning you'll wonder why it was showing 20,000 and why is it recommending 16,000 for me. So based on the data, it says, hey, this is what you have to pay to your organization. Okay. So you will say, hey, but why market was paying that much, is paying less? No, that's a question which rings your mind. But what happens is we are not going purely by market. We also want to align it and have internal equity within the jobs we are paying for all the jobs. So therefore, it's relative. Otherwise, we could have just taken market data and said, if market is paying this much, I want to pay so much less. I don't even have to integrate and do a regression at all. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody wonders, now from where do I get? It's a little interesting. The market data. First of all, if I don't compare myself with the market, what happens? An organization, if they don't compare with the market, what happens typically? I don't know how much the market is paying. So any amount is okay for me, right? I may pay less amount, or I may be actually paying more amount. How will I know? So I have to know what is the market paying, because that's how I can be competitive, right? So when you want to establish external equity, what does it mean? You're comparing your salaries with what the market is paying and saying, I want to be competitive. Okay. And when you want to be competitive, you're also looking at your own affordability and budget. Now, so when I'm doing that, if I don't pay, obviously there are many reasons we discussed. Attrition happens, lower performance, people don't perform, and they withdraw, etc., etc. So an organization's compensation philosophy is always to be competitive. Now, what is that we do when we are doing so when you do a salary survey, so when you want to get market data, you have to do a salary survey. So essentially, what is that? You have to identify which companies should I get data from, right? So typically, what do you take into consideration? Similar industry, similar size, geographies. Because if I'm looking at market hiring people from Hyderabad and I want to know how much they are paying, and I'm looking at data from Bombay, it will vary. So geographies also become very important, right? Then what do I do? So size, nature, industry, demography, what kind of a competitiveness, okay? And then you are looking at what kind of jobs. So the most important thing in salary survey, when you start off, you are identifying benchmark jobs. Now that is a name which you will hear. What do you mean by benchmark jobs? Typically, this is a word you will hear for salary survey. What is benchmark jobs? Anybody? Jobs which are found in the market. If I don't find a similar job in the market, how will I get to know what the market is paying? Just tell me yes or no. So what does it mean? I have to look at common jobs which are found in the market, because every organization will have 10 to 15 jobs which are very, very unique. So if I'm trying to match those jobs, will I find? No. So I have to find common jobs which are similar in nature. So when I'm doing a salary survey, step one, what is that step one? I have to identify the jobs, benchmark jobs. They should definitely be at least 40 to 50% of the organization. Now, I also need to know the kind of organizational structure. Okay. Having said that, then what will I do? I have to do a very important technique or a process called job matching. What is that job matching? You have to match the job description of your jobs with the market job descriptions. Are you with me? How will you match jobs? What will you look at when you are matching jobs? I've written it here. What will you look at when you're comparing your jobs and matching them? Yeah. Anybody? What is that
Maybe
you
we
will look at?
will do the
Huh?
compare the
Pardon?
factors. We will compare the factors, the organization's factors with the other jobs.
So when you are job matching, you are looking at what are the tasks, what are the responsibilities, what is the purpose of the job, what is the impact, what is the accountability. Because if there are differences in that, then what happens? That X job is being paid higher. For example, there was a project manager who came up to me and said, when I was doing some compensation salary survey, that ma'am, what I'm seeing in the salary survey, that the project manager is being paid higher salary, 2 to 3 times more than what I'm getting. I said, how do you know? No, project manager, project manager. But when you actually went through his job description, he's only looking at 2 projects. But that was a very big organization where that guy was looking at 10 to 15 projects and a huge team and a huge financial impact and business impact. The title may be the same. So what do I mean? So when you are doing a job matching, you should not go just by the title. Many a times what happens, I just go by the title VP or deputy manager or manager. No, look at the job description of your organization and match it with the job description of the market. Because sometimes what happens, maybe you are matching with the lower or maybe you are matching with a higher job, right? So accordingly, then there will be differences in the kind of salary you are capturing. So that's very, very important. If you want your salary survey to be accurate, ensure that your job, whatever you are matching, is important. So let me give you a typical process of salary survey. What is it? First of all, you are doing job analysis. Then you are doing job matching. Then you are getting the market data. Then this market data, which is raw data, is then processed, analyzed into percentile format. And then you are comparing it. Then you are positioning yourself with the market. Where do I need to be? This positioning, whether I want to lead the market, whether I want to lag, means want to be behind the market, or I want to be on par or match the market, then you are taking a position based on your compensation philosophy, based on your affordability. Got it? I'll just take you through a data sheet so that you are able to understand it very well. Okay. And once you also do, okay. Many of you, I'm sure, are working with the, there are, you get this published data also. I'm sure when you are working, you get published survey data from Mercer, from Hewitt, etc. Now, they come very expensive, but if you participate, then you can get it at a little discount. Okay. Have any of you seen a report or have worked with a published survey data? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Great. Don't look at the figures because this is a nice report which helps somebody who was learning salary survey. So that's how I thought I will show this to you. So typically this is a Watson report. So what happens? They're benchmarking how many? 65 positions. Okay. 65 positions. What are those positions? All IT companies. 65 positions. All right. So when I said benchmark positions, what does it mean? That they are common across all those organizations from where I'm getting data. So these positions are, say, for example, consulting. These are job families, non-consulting, administration, finance, marketing and communication, quality, sales, then HRs. So these are all the positions. Any doubt here? Understood? These are all the positions. Okay. That means what? These positions, their job descriptions are matching with all the companies from where I'm getting data. Now, what are those companies? This is the profile of those companies or participants from where I'm getting the data. Okay. List of participants. All of them, I think they are 25. So all of them are IT companies. Now, I, as an IT company, I want to what? Compare my salaries with the salary survey. Got it? What am I trying to do? I'm comparing my positions with the salary survey data available. Okay? Got it? Now, if I'm a chip company is different, right? It's not an IT company or a services company. So I may be paying higher salaries. So I need to first of all differentiate, saying that, hey, am I in the same industry? So let me look at the participants. Yes, they're all same, similar size, similar industry, etc. So I can compare my jobs with this data. Got it? That's the first thing you need to do. Because otherwise, what happens? Then accuracy of data will not be there. So this is over. Now, say for example, we'll go to VP. I'll make it a little. Okay. Can you see the data? Can you see the data very clearly? I'm saying vice president in the consulting. I'm also a consulting company and I want to check what is the market paying for a vice president. So first of all, I go to the salary survey data, step one. Then check for this consulting job description vice president. Does it match with my job description with the vice president? Yes, it matches at least 80 to 85% in what he does, the impact, accountability, responsibility. All right. Having said that, if you have seen there is something like 10th percentile, 25th percentile, 50th, 75th, 90th. what do these percentiles mean? And I have collected from 25 companies. Now, suddenly, how did this data get into percentile format? And why can't I use raw data? Anybody?
Ma'am, is the percentile means from the midpoint you are analyzing, right?
So raw data, I'm collecting data from companies. Okay.
Huh.
Can't I use raw data? How does percentile help me?
Data is confidential.
Huh? No.
Confidential data, sir.
No, because
Every
ma'am,
company will have different. How will I compare? I need a common basis to compare, right? Say, for example, I'll say 10 students to line up. How will I compare if one student is 6 feet somewhere, one student is 3 feet somewhere, one student is 8 feet somewhere? I'll say, hey, line up. And then either ascending or descending order. Then I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this person is taller, tallest. Got it? So I need to do some processing. I need to do some analysis. So I'll just show you. You understood that point, right?
yeah.
Because when you have to do that now, okay? All right. I kept this ready so that I can also do it, but just look at this data first. These are all companies A to Q. Got it? I'm a software company. Now I want to recruit, I'm a startup. I want to recruit a software professional and I want to position myself in the market at a 90th percentile. Where do I want to position? 90th. Now I don't know how much to pay. So what have I done? I have collected market data of companies A to Q and this is what they are paying. 22, 17, 34, 17, 18. Now this is raw data. Now, this raw data has to be converted to percentile form. That means it has to be converted to 100. I'm ranking it. So how do I do? Straight away, one is what you do, insert function. Okay. Can you see something called percentile here? Got it? Okay. What is it asking for? Array of data. So, okay. Done. Now, where do I want to position myself vis-a-vis the market? I told you something, some number.
90.
No.
90%.
90th percentile. So what will I
Yeah.
put? I'll put
19.
Oh, I didn't do that.
990.
No, I
I
didn't do that. That's why I said, yeah, 90 I'll do. Okay. Otherwise, all right. No, what I did was, one second. Okay. First, let me, I'll put it here, 90th percentile, and then insert function. Okay. Percentile. Okay. Array. All right. And 0.90. Okay. How much?
23,400.
No,
23,400.
23,400. So likewise, 50th percentile. So typically your salary data, if anybody has done it, you will get what? Let us see 10th percentile. Okay. I put it as here. 10th percentile. What will I do first?
FX.
Insert function.
And
Then
then
percentile. Then okay.
the
Then
array.
array. Let me just cancel this. Because I did something there. Okay. Yeah. Insert function. Then percentile. Okay.
Then the
Then
array.
array. Oh, क्या हुआ है?
ये first row पे आ रहा है मैम
I
आपका
have to
formula.
delete this. Yeah.
Escape and then do that.
Okay. Can I
Yeah,
do it
the
here?
A number is also gone, ma'am. There was some value.
So I'll give some value. I will give some value. Let me put as
Undo, you will get the value back.
undo कर दो.
Hmm.
अच्छा.
बहुत
कहाँ गया?
सारा undo करना पड़ेगा.
Go to home.
हाँ,
First remove
okay.
that formula.
Yeah.
आ गया. ठीक हो
Yeah.
गया अभी. Okay.
Away come to G and then put the FX formula, ma'am. G4 में G4 में आके FX डालिए. G4 क्लिक करके FX में डालिए formula.
चलो ये भी कर देते हैं. Okay.
हाँ.
Okay. Then area.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what will I put here?
0.10.
0.10. Okay. All right. So how much is the 10th percentile?
1600.
16,000. Okay. Now you can also do percent rank. You know what's a percent rank? It will give you what? 1 to 100. Now some of you wanted to know what is a percentile. Percentile is not percentage. So when I say for example, 50th percentile, what does it mean? It's a position. It's a market position. 50 companies are paying below, 50 companies are paying above. Say for example, if I say 90th percentile, 10 companies are paying above and 90 companies are paying below. It's a positioning of the market. So when I say, what is your market position? I want to position myself at a 90th percentile. That means I want to pay less than 10 of the top companies, right? Or I will say I want to position myself at a 75th percentile. So typically when you look at a market, this percentile, 50th is your what?
Mid.
Yeah, this is where again I want to tell you the difference. Median, mid. Though typically you may say median and mid is the same, but there is a difference. What is the difference? When I say median, supposing I will write 1, 7, 9, 2, 5, 6, 2, 9, 8. Okay. These are some digits I've written. So when you want to find what is the median of this, I have to put them either in ascending or descending order, right? You can't have them random. They are what? Right now in a raw form. You have to have them in a ascending or descending order. That's what you did in a percentile format. So after that, what will you do? The formula is n plus 1. The formula is n. Sorry. Just delete. What is the formula for median? N plus 1 divided by 2. What is the formula for midpoint? I mean, to get the midpoint or the median, what we say n plus 1 by 2. Median is always related to market. Okay. So the 50th percentile is your median data. Typically, when you are a competent person, you start at a 50th percentile. Nobody pays you at a 75 or a 80. All right. Now, somebody said midpoint. Now, what is a midpoint? I want Shivi to respond to this. What is a midpoint?
Exactly at the center.
Huh?
At the center. The middle
Without
of the
making
9,000. Okay. 9,000.
So this is without doing an arranging if we find out the center.
1 second. Yeah. Once you found. But I want you to understand more than anything. So your midpoint refers to your salary range. Got it? Midpoint refers to what? It's an internal metric, internal construct. Midpoint refers to, so this is your min. Min is how much?
8,000.
Max is?
12.
So what will be your midpoint?
10.
Okay. 10,000 is your midpoint. Now I find that I'll change this. Your midpoint here, you are referring to, you were paying 10,000 is your midpoint. But the market midpoint, say for example, the software guy is getting 18,000. So A at a 50th percentile 18,000, you want to change it from 10,000 to 18,000. That's another thing. But no, you are saying I want to pay how much?
90th percentile.
90th percentile. So that means your midpoint will become what?
23,400. 23,400.
Now you will create a salary range keeping 23,400 as the midpoint, and you will create a salary range. Are you getting the difference now? This 90th percentile has become your midpoint, means center point. Shibi is just looking at it. So
No,
the
yeah,
point I'm trying,
so
at the
basically, we're
point,
trying to. Sorry, if you could just.
no,
Yes.
you tell me first.
So basically, if you're saying that if you want to place ourselves at a specific X level, say 20K, assume. So 20K will be our median, and then we drop an up and down scale. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Can I do so? So what
I have
happens? Let me just make a visual figure.
Ma'am,
No, I
I have
can't.
a question before you
Hmm.
make it. So,
Yeah.
my question is, so the percentile which the company is deciding whether he wants to pay 90th percentile or 50th percentile is completely on the company's discretion. It is not based on anything else, right? Like any
And your
criteria.
affordability. Your affordability.
Okay. Okay.
And you want to position because I may only position 10% of my critical positions at that percentile. I may position some others at a 40th percentile. That's different strategy. But what I'm trying to say is that when you position yourself at a particular percentile, whether it is 90, that becomes your midpoint.
Okay.
So it is not necessary that always 50th percentile, the figure which is shown as 50th percentile should be equal to my midpoint. Got it?
And also,
Got it?
ma'am, yeah, I got that point. Ma'am, also, ma'am, the range which you are describing, like here it is not only plus minus 10%, you have given plus minus 20% also. So,
Yeah.
so the range can, how much will the range be? Is it plus minus 25, 25, plus minus 10, 10? How much will be the range for which we will have a midpoint?
Coming to that. One second. I will come to that, but I just thought because you have asked me a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see this. These are
Yeah.
called what? Salary ranges or width or the spread. Lower levels will have lesser smaller ranges. Higher will
Ah,
have higher ranges. Got it?
okay.
That means there is also something called, one is spread width. Okay. There is also the midpoint differential. That means the midpoint of a lower grade, the difference between the midpoint of a higher grade and the lower grade. If it is bigger for higher jobs and lesser for lower level jobs. So when you are designing a structure, which I will teach you a little even in the next session. So for now, for the salary, so just understand this, that lower grades will have lesser spread and higher grades will have more spread. Very clear? Simple
Yeah.
logic. Because a person spends more time in the top management term, higher management. Why? Because honing leadership skills, etc., much more, takes longer time than at a lower level. You are only dealing with knowledge and skill. At best, team. Got it? Yeah. So before we actually work on the assignment which you have to do, I wanted to show you here. Typically, in an organization, you'll have a grade structure. Like, these blocks, these are all grades. Now, every grade, see, will have what? A min and a max. Have you seen min and a max? Now, the overlap here, if you can see, the overlap is much before the midpoint. Have you seen? But slowly and slowly, when the grades are getting higher, the overlap is also getting a little reduced. All right. So, what is the range? Range means the difference between min and max, the spread, the width. At lower levels, it is lesser, and at a higher levels, it is high. Okay. Having said, let's straight away go to our exercise.
Visible? Okay.
Yes.
So, for the purpose of salary benchmarking for a technology company, this is a technology company, and where you will be doing the benchmark for two job roles, software developer and accountant, as per the job description. So, we have listed out the job description. Not the job description, the job roles. These are the two job roles. And these two job roles has to be benchmarked with similar organizations across the region with similar services with 8 to 10 companies. So we have listed out 9 companies. So these are the 9 comparator companies with which the benchmark has been done for these two job roles, software developer and accountant. Now, for your understanding and demo purpose, we have also listed out the companies, some of the companies, not all the companies. So we have listed out VDN Technology, Nepino, TCS, and L&T. So now these are the data collected. Now you see, for each grade, we have listed the experience, the minimum and the maximum salary, the company data, vis-a-vis the company with whom it is benchmarked. So here the benchmark has been done with L&T Tech. So we have taken multiple data set from different sources for 1 year to 2 years of experience. So here 1 year experience, job role is software developer with 3 to 6.5 lakhs, maximum salary 6.5, average 5.2. India. Then software developer again, different pay scale, little higher pay scale in India. So similarly, for this grade, entry-level software developer grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data set were collected from the Delhi region because we were benchmarking for Delhi region. So we have taken data for Delhi. Once this data has been taken, then we have done for grade 2, then software manager, then accountant, and 3 other positions under the accounts job family. So see, all this data has been collected. So we have not only taken 1 or 2 data, but a number of data. Once we have collected the data, then what we do? We have taken the median data. Not the midpoint data, but for median data. When you are calculating the market salary data, it has to be median data. So here what we did, for example, this 5.05, what we did? We took the median.
Median means the 50th percentile, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's always
Absolutely.
median, right? So what we did, we took the median. We took this array of data and this. So what we got? 5.05. This is the median. Now, if you had taken mid data, it would have been how much? 4.81. That is average, right? If you had taken the average data, it would have been 4.81. But that is not what we have to take. We have to take the median data for salary.
I just want to
market
add
data.
one input here. Maybe some of you must be wondering, why can't I take mean or midpoint data? Why should I take only median for when I'm doing a market data? Because what happens, median takes care of these outliers. Say, for example, there is somebody with a very high salary. Then you know what happens very often, the mean data changes drastically, but the median does not get impacted. And therefore, you
This
have
is
to take
higher.
median data.
Now see
Okay.
here, there are 2 data outliers. Lowest 3.8 and highest 5.60. Right? So when you take the median data, it takes care of the outliers. And it gives you the exact median data, which is 5.05. Otherwise, you would have got the 4.81. Correct? So this is how the data has been collected. This is the most tedious part of salary benchmarking. because that takes most of your time while collecting the data from various data sources. So at least, you have to collect data from multiple data sources like salary.com, PayScale, from job portals, from LinkedIn, from Indeed, from the companies. If you have that reachability, you can get it from the companies also. But generally, it is very difficult to get from companies because they don't want to share their competitive data to their competitors. So you have to take it from the open source. That is one thing. And second, you can take the real-time data from the job portals, because the candidates, they post their resume over there, and they keep on updating their salary details, their job roles. So 90 to 80%, it is an accurate data. So taking consideration of all those data, then you gather them in an Excel sheet, take out the median point, and then while you're doing the benchmarking, you put the median point here. So likewise, for each job role, you take the median point. So for your a study purpose, we have already put the median points here after doing all the data collection and the calculations. Now the task given to you is to do the analysis. So what you have to do, you have to take out the percentile. For example, here we have also done the minimum, maximum. So let's remove this. This is, you have to do the
Let them do
calculation
that.
of minimum, P25, P50, P75 max, and then find out the market position. Where is my company, in terms of the pay? Okay? And
Yeah,
then
I
do
will just
analysis.
give one clarification here. When you are doing market position, that means you are looking at what the software or what the accountant is being paid now and say, right now, this is at that percentile. So what will be your recommendation then? Yeah.
Right. So now you have to do the minimum P25, P50, P75 maximum calculation. Can you do it on your sheet?
Okay. If anybody has a doubt, then they can raise red flag. Otherwise, you can just keep seeing Shivi is doing a very good job. Good. Very nice. Great.
Until here, it is okay.
Great.
After that,
Yeah.
So till here you have understood, right, Nibedita? Till here you have understood. Now we are coming to the other one, which is called company's market position. Okay. Now what will you do? You will look at the software developers' salary. Now Vilma has given two data points. Can we go here? She has given minimum salary and maximum salary. Now, to compare yourself with the market, you have to arrive at a midpoint. This is salary range, right? So we are now getting the midpoint. So what will you do? The formula for midpoint is maximum plus minimum divided by 2. It will give you midpoint. Okay?
basically average, ma'am, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
You'll
But
not
it
take
is
the
not
median.
average, it is the midpoint.
Write
No,
down
no.
midpoint. Change
This is
that to
salary
midpoint.
range. This is salary range, internal. I told you this is internal. So
Yeah,
you have to look
internal
at the
we take a
midpoint of your
midpoint.
salary range. Midpoint. Yeah.
Why
And the
is it
heading
error?
says median data, hence the
नहीं नहीं
confusion.
median को निकाल देते हैं वो. Sorry,
Write
it's just a
midpoint.
typo error. Typo
No.
error. right? Midpoint. Salary range will always look at midpoint. And midpoint is the 50th percentile.
Yeah.
So that is median
I mean,
then.
50th, yeah. So the market's 50th percentile, but here you call it as midpoint. Now let us look at it. What is the value? I'll just show you. Nivedita had a point. How do I compare? So I'm looking at the value.
So here, what shall I put, ma'am? Is this will
I
be the
told you,
midpoint?
no, add up maximum and minimum and divided by 2.
Average.
Okay. Average.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just add maximum plus minimum divided by 2.
The formula is not 50th percentile.
Yeah,
That's
it is
not.
some.
No. The midpoint is equal to maximum plus minimum divided by 2.
There's an
Have we
error
done
coming.
by 2? No. D, which is this, is it T?
I think there is a problem with the Excel sheet here. It's not taking the values.
You just have to add okay, why don't you do it like that only?
Manually.
Maximum manually, maximum plus minimum. 330 and 270 will be 3, 4, 5, 6. Isn't it so? 3, 4, 5,
So it
6.
is
Yeah. So midpoint is 3.
midpoint is 3 for the first one.
Yeah. Now
3
let
lakhs.
us go to that compare market. Yeah. 3 lakhs. Now compare market. Now where is that falling?
That is.
You have done minimum, you have done P25, you have done P50, P75 and maximum. Where is that falling?
Below minimum.
Minimum.
Below minimum.
Correct.
Yeah, below.
minimum.
So right there below minimum. Are you with me now? Let us see
Yeah.
for others. You are now looking at, if I'm paying X amount, where does that figure out in the market? Market, comparing it with your market. Is it at P25? Is it at P50? Is it at
P10.
P75? No. It is lower.
Lower. Might be P10.
Let us go to the other one. Let's see.
4.5.
All are below minimum
4,
itself.
5, 6, 7, 7 lakhs 50,000. 7 lakhs 50,000
40.
will be how much?
7 lakhs 40.
7 lakhs 40. Yeah. 7 lakhs 40. So 3.5.
Second
3.7.
one is 3 lakh 70,000.
Yeah, 3.7.
It's
Yeah.
3.7.
Now look at 3.7. Where is it?
Below
Below
minimum.
Below minimum. Right there below minimum.
Next one is 4,55,000, the median.
Now 5 plus
Midpoint.
4, 4,
It's
9.10.
4,55,000.
4 lakhs 55. You are right. So let us look at it. Where is it? Let us see P25, P50.
Below minimum.
Where is the data?
Below minimum.
Yeah. So where is it? No,
Below minimum.
below minimum. Below minimum.
No. P50. Below P50.
No, the answer is 4,55,000.
No. The third one is 4.7, right?
Yeah.
Midpoint?
Acha,
4.55, ma'am.
4.55.
4, but it is
Below
nowhere.
minimum.
They're starting from 8 lakhs. Yeah.
It's
Below.
below P25.
Below
Not even
minimum.
below
Below
P25.
minimum.
It is below minimum also.
Below minimum.
Yeah. So this is hypothetical. What is your analysis? A, you are paying much lesser than what your market is paying. Much below that. That means you are not, leave alone match, you are lagging behind. Typically, at least you pay at the minimum. You're not even doing that. So you have to now correlate with, if I'm paying such a salary, this is a hypothetical situation, but are you able to attract, what is the attrition rate, right? So you need to check whether this is, but if it is really doing well, then you don't have to worry. But still, if, so that's how you correlate data, saying that, are people leaving? Is my attrition very high? Or am I able to attract talent? Or positions, there are vacant positions for 3 months, 6 months, then obviously then you are saying, hey, I'm really paying below the market and now I need to make some kind of a market correction. So what will you do? You can't go to P25 straight away. At least you will say, because of the affordability, you will go up to the minimum at least. You getting me? Okay. I just
For
want
your
to show you.
information, there is a checklist given, analysis and recommendations. Right.
Ma'am, what happens if it is above?
Very good.
Where is it?
No, I'm just telling you if there is, by chance it is above us, above the market range.
Above the market where? So
Range.
you have to be specific, whether it is P25, whether it's
P75.
P50,
Yeah.
or whether
Above
it is
5,000.
P75, right?
Above
Huh?
P75.
Yeah.
So say, for example, you are paying at a P75. So typically when you are paying in the what the P75 is is supposed to be, you are paying highly competitive between P75 to P100. It's a competitive positioning. That means I'm positioning myself at a very highly competitive kind of a position where I'm able to see, if you look at it, that you are able to attract talent very well. See, P75 and above, significantly above market. You are now, it depends whether it's working for, if you think, you want to continue at that, you can. But once you pitch yourself at a particular percentile, you can't then start paying lesser afterwards. You can only increase it or freeze it, but you can't say, okay, from tomorrow, Tugra is going to get less. Because I realized that, in the beginning, without even looking at competition, I offered her higher salary. So now that I know how much their market is paying, oh, Tigra, you're going to get less salary. Will you accept it then? Huh?
No, no.
You can freeze it. You'll say, hey,
Mm.
now I know that, market is not paying so much. So I'm going to freeze it. You can do that. So what you did, software engineer, if you look at all those companies here, what happened? 25 companies, that data has been analyzed, collated, analyzed, processed, and converted into percentile format. 10th, 25th, 50th, 75th, 90th. Now, what do you do typically? You will look at your own. Say, for example, I'm looking at my vice president. I'm paying, say, for example, I'm paying 2 lakhs. Okay. Where am I? Vice President Consulting with 15 plus years. I'm paying 2 lakhs. So where would you say, which percentile? Where is my market positioning? Vis-a-vis the market, what percentile it would be?
25th percentile.
25th percentile.
25th percentile, right? Huh?
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking that I want to position myself from 25th to 50th percentile. That means I have to make an increase from 2 lakhs to 2 lakhs, what? 64,000. So
You have to give
will
a
I
hike.
make it automatically for everybody, or how will my decision depend on? Then I will take into consideration, hey, is it critical? Then I'll also look at what other couple of things in terms of how difficult it is to get this talent, and I want him to stay. So therefore, I can still take a call depending on whether I want to or I don't want to, whether I want to retain this. So typically what happens when organizations get the salary data, they don't increase or do market corrections across the board for everybody. Then what happens? Even the non-performers, you are paying them for nothing. So you want to let the non-performers go. You only then make corrections for the performers or whom you want to retain. Okay? You getting me, Shivi? So
I
this
have a
is what you
question.
just did just now. What did you do? Step one, you collected data for those 2 software and accountants. Then you process the data into percentile format. Then you looked at what am I paying right now at a midpoint level for the software, and then comparing it with the percentiles of the market, and then saying, hey, I'm paying at this specific percentile. So do I want to make a correction? or not want to make a correction. But that will depend on what are some of the issues, concerns, challenges, and impact you are having. Okay. But typically, it is not a good idea to position yourself at a 25th percentile because it is pretty low in the market. Typically, most of the organizations like to position at a 50th percentile for their operational production and key jobs. They would like to position at a 75th percentile. Okay. All the revenue based operational jobs, they like to position at a 75th percentile or more. Okay,
How
any questions,
generally,
guys?
I have a question. So such kind
Yeah.
of a changes, how we can call in an organization like a market corrections or something? What is the word terminology we can use for it? Example,
It's market corrections.
market
So what
correction.
happens is like this. So typically what happens, okay, let me just. So typically what happens in an organization, Raghav, you do job evaluation. Okay.
Right, right,
You see that, hey, I'm not able to attract people. I'm also having high attrition. So somewhere maybe there is no internal equity. Okay. Once you have done the job evaluation, that means that gives you the framework. What is the salary structure you have to have? Okay.
right,
Once you do that, then every year you have to at least look at what's the market paying and do some amount of market correction.
right.
Definitely, if the economy is booming, then maybe you have to factor in what a little increment, cost of
Mm,
inflation, such things.
right.
If you don't do
Mm,
that, what happens? Then
mm,
whatever you have, designed 3 years ago, you will continue to pay that. But the market must have moved.
right,
So
Yeah.
good companies will always try to see what the market is paying and keep abreast with the market by doing market correction. Now,
right.
market correction depends on again talent availability. If I'm
Mm,
having HR and finance and facility, plenty, okay, and I only want what tier 3. I don't have to make huge corrections. I will only take care of inflation. I'll give very minimal percentage, and I will say I will position myself below the market because it is available. Why should I waste my wage cost? But
yeah,
for my revenue based, for my production, for my people who are actually making revenue, I can't afford to because they are the drivers. So I'll be,
right,
making good market
right.
correction. But good companies like Google, Microsoft, they don't make any differentiation because
Mm,
across they'll have good people. So you can't afford to say, I'll pay the HR guy less, I'll pay the facility guy less. Okay. Pay
right,
differentials.
right,
Okay.
right,
That's how they juggle because it's a question of wage cost.
right.
Okay. All right, guys. Any questions? Then we will go to comp ratios.
Ma'am, one very absurd question. Maybe it doesn't
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sense.
sure, sure.
See, I understand the process completely, but ma'am, when we were doing the midpoint, when from the range method where we found out the pointers and then we were taking the market data and then we found the R square value. So there we also took the market data. Here also we are taking the market data. So both
Mhm.
to correct come to the median also, sorry, midpoint also as well to the median, we use the market data only. So
You have to ensure median and mid is very important. Mid,
yeah.
when you refer, see a grade structure. What is a grade structure? In an organization, you'll have grades, like these represent grades. Say grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. Okay. Now, I don't know. I think even the others, you might be having this confusion. Midpoint, median. Okay.
No, I
Please.
understood the
Ah,
map.
ah,
But my only question is when we were coming to the midpoint, when we did the exercise for deriving the midpoint, remember when we plotted the graph and all, there also
mm,
we took the market data like the 20,000, 30,000, which is the midpoint, to come to the range and then find out the midpoint, right?
mm.
The exercise which we did by doing the scatter graph.
Okay. Okay.
And then
Uh,
we found out the grades, and then we
mm.
found out the value of y, and then we found out the market ranges also, right? The midpoint for the market
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
plotted, right?
So I can always, one second, 1 second. I will stop. You have a valid because that is important. 1 second. Not this. The other one, point plan, right? We're
Yeah,
talking about the point plan. One
yeah, the
second.
segmentation analysis which we did.
Hmm, where is the point
I
plan?
can share the sheet which I worked on, ma'am, which was
Yeah,
open on
where
my.
you created the
Yeah,
pay line.
yeah, yeah. Can you
Yeah,
just share the screen if you don't mind?
I have this
You,
question, ma'am.
you are
Is
referring
the-
to the pay line, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So, sorry.
Yeah, it might be a good idea. Okay, okay. Yeah, tell me.
So, ma'am, what I'm trying to say is, one second. This place, ma'am, we
Yes,
took this,
yes.
right? So
Market
here we
data.
have the market data. Then we came to the pay line which is the midpoint, right? Now from this market data only we came to the pay line, right? We derived to the pay line. Now this, I know this data and this data is not same, but we are at the end of the day we are using that midpoint only to compare again to make the percentile. So
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
trying
I
to
know, I know what you're trying to get it. Okay, let me just go to the other one. 1 second, the other one. The, huh, okay. Here, have you seen this market data? This one, whatever you are showing, this market data. In where right now we gave you one exercise for software, we gave you 10 companies. Okay, all those 10 companies, huh? Then there were 10 companies, and we took what we did the percentile format, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
we took the median data, right,
yeah.
of the market. So now every point, this 20,000, this 35,000, when you say market data, it is the median data.
Okay.
50th percentile. It is not the midpoint. It is the median data.
So
I'll
we
tell
have
you
taken
why. I'll tell you why.
that.
Why?
So
Yeah.
we
Well,
basically we have used this data, the
I'll tell
50th
you why.
percentile.
Why? Because here there are 10 companies. You did the 10 companies, process them, analyze them, and gave a percentile format. Now this 50th percentile here, that is that point where I have taken there in your,
Yeah. So this is the ideal number which I should have put over here, right? To come
which
to
you have
this.
taken here. Yes, yes. This is the one. Got it?
Yeah, got
So
it.
the
Got it.
you have done a lot of work before you have arrived here. In
Yeah.
in in actual terms, you have to collect data, you have to process data, then you have to bring them into percentile format, and all the P50s have come here for every
Yeah.
position.
And then we come to this
Then,
mid-range.
then what this pay line salary will throw up is the midpoint.
Yes.
This is the best fit line, what we call it. Now
Yeah.
you are creating a salary range plus 10 minus 10. On that
Yeah.
best fit line, any point corresponding to that, it gives you a salary because every point is salary. But that is a midpoint. Your pay line is midpoint.
Yes. So, ma'am, so when we start the exercise, always we need to start with this and then come to here, right? That is
Yeah,
my
in
question.
actual terms, when you go in your
Yeah.
organization, when you do it. But the easy method is buying data,
Okay.
which comes easily, or participating. Otherwise, it is quite a tedious thing. What Vilma was saying, no? Collecting data is not an easy job. I hope the rest of you also now. Yeah, Hariom, are you? Did you get her
Yes,
doubt
ma'am.
was? Hmm?
I am clear, but I have one
Huh,
doubt. When
please.
we are collecting the data from the
Huh,
job profiles,
huh,
so my query is the whether that the candidate what the salary range they mention,
huh.
whether that we because it involves the variable pay as well as the fixed pay also. So
Hmm.
how we can determine that?
Simple, guys. You know, every time you collect data, you have to be. And how will you ensure? You have to check, or if you are using some published survey, or if you have to ask whether this is only variable data, inclusive of variable data. Because if you add up basic plus variable, it will come more, and your data will become no. So you have to check that. So that is
Okay.
something you just can't. Yeah, yeah. But most of the surveys will write total guaranteed pay plus variable pay. So it will be mentioning. Okay.
And
So you
second
need
thing,
to check.
ma'am, yeah, I
Huh?
have regarding my industry. Okay, my unit is in remote area, but
Yeah.
other competitor are in in the urban area.
Mm.
So how I can put my thing in the same platform? Like if I'm going to, because my geographic is not
Yes.
matching. So how I can compensate on that point?
It's very, very important.
Yes,
So typically what happens, say for example, Shell company, it is all over the globe, right? Now what they do is they have done job evaluation for every job, every role. Now base salary, guaranteed salary is one. Now what? If I shift you from a low cost of living index to a high cost of living index, your salary will be the same, but all the other things which form a part of that will be incorporated into it. You with me?
yes, I agree with you. But the second point that the talent pool don't the talent pool don't want to go that location
Okay. Okay.
because if I'm talking
I
about
get I get
my
you. I get you.
industry, my industry is in
I got
Gujarat.
you exactly what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So now organizations, what they will do, they will not bring a change in the guaranteed salary, base salary. No, that means you are being unfair, no equity. But because that is a location where people don't want to go, you will add some kind of some allowance, hardship allowance, so that it is attractive enough for people to go. करते हैं ना? अरे
Yeah,
कोई
we
जगह
call it
ऐसा
as a
होता है, you get me? ऐसे
supplementary
because
allowances.
you can't add, you are doing the same job, but your working conditions are not the same.
yes.
बहुत दूर है, Timbuktu है. So you have to add addition. And when the man comes back to some other place, you will withdraw that allowance.
And second thing, we are facing one more problem because my manufacturing unit is Andhra Pradesh, right? And talent pool is in Vadodara, Gujarat. So we want to pull
Are
the
you in
people.
infrastructure or construction?
No, no, no. I am in power transformer manufacturing.
Okay, okay, okay,
So
okay.
my talent pool
Hmm.
is Vadodara, Gujarat, and I want to
Hmm.
pull the talent for the Andhra Pradesh. So now
Right.
what the problem we are facing there, because we are having the local people also from AP and Tamil Nadu itself.
Hmm.
So now if we are adding some kind of the allowances for that Vadodara people, so my the first, the local people get problem for us.
Obviously, they will say, "Why are you differentiating? We also should
Definitely,
get that."
yes,
But definitely, if you're not able to get sufficient talent and you have to get them from somewhere else, you have to make some kind of a you know additional allowance because you're bringing from another place. But having said that, of course, it is not for one or two numbers. If it is a large numbers, then your compensation policy and all, you need to really deeply look into that. And how is it impacting? So, I mean, definitely
Generally,
it's a
when people are
concern.
moved, they are given a relocation allowances to remote
Yeah, that
yes.
is, they
places.
must be doing it all
Yeah, we
that.
are
Yeah,
paying
yeah, they
that.
must.
We are paying that already. So that is a very big challenge for ourselves.
Hmm.
Without that, they won't even move. Huh? Okay.
Yes,
But definitely, I need more data on that. And
yes.
we can help you with it. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Let me just quickly go through
Shivi
the
has a
key.
question.
Just one thing. So what I understand
Sure,
right
sure.
now is
Hmm.
that we collect market data, we
Hmm.
understand the percentile matrix. From the
Hmm.
market data that we get the median, that is the median of the market data. With that, we create the pay lines.
Hmm.
And that pay line is basically what we are proposing for our internal company, what the spread should be.
Hmm.
Have I understood right?
Okay. Now, yeah. Like, for example, this, can you see pay policy line?
Yeah.
Can you see this? Every point the salary corresponding to that is your what? This is a midpoint line. Are you with me? Now
Yeah.
you are creating a structure around it by, doing min and max. Are you seeing this, Shibi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
when
the
you
thing
do this,
is,
you
we
get,
take the
yeah.
market data, the midpoint, and when we make those pay lines, so basically that is what you're creating for our internal company. We are creating a salary band.
Yes.
So that pay line becomes your midpoint line.
Okay.
That becomes your midpoint. Okay. Now you are building or creating grades around it, up and down. How much percentage down, how much percentage up. So you are creating, because you can't have absolute, right? So you're creating these bands or grades so that the employee can move from lower to higher in that particular grade or band. Because if you don't have, then how will you move every year when you get an increment? Where will you go? So you are creating a range, min to max. Now, how narrow it should be, how broad it should be, it also depends on the level or the seniority of that grade. Got it? Because it depends on the promotion policy. Maybe at lower grades, it is just 2, 3 years, but at higher grades, it is 6, 7, or even 5 to 8 years. So if you are not allowing the spread wider and broader, then where will the person go? So then you will have to stop his increment and only give him performance allowance or performance bonus. Okay? You can't keep extending the salary range. Got it? So if you can see this picture, this is your pay policy line, this is your maximum, and this is your minimum. You are trying to build what? Your salary ranges around the pay policy line, which is your midpoint line. Okay? Got it? Yeah. When you do, there's an excellent assignment for you on this. You will be very, very clear on what you have to do. Okay? Now, let us quickly go to.
Nirmala, one question. Can there be an overlap in the range?
Yeah, I told her no, the overlap. So initially what happens, the overlap is larger. That is even beyond the midpoint. Why do you have an overlap? It's called midpoint differential. It can be large, it can be small. For higher levels, the midpoint differential will be very high. What is the midpoint differential? That means the difference between a higher grade midpoint minus the lower grade midpoint. Supposing I want to calculate the midpoint differential here. So L4 midpoint minus L3. So as you keep going at a lower level, it will be very small. At a higher level, it will be very high. Okay.
We are
Can we
not
move on?
able to see that L3, L4, what you were saying in this.
Here, they're almost equal, same, right? If you notice, no? These structures are almost, but I can plot another structure having. I'll ask you questions now. Say, for example, so this is, can you see my cursor? This is your pay policy line, right? Okay. Now, you can see that bands have been made for grade 1. So, if I were to ask you what is the minimum at grade 1 for that salary range? Anybody?
10,000.
What is the min? 10,000 and 20, say little more it is. It could be 26, right?
26 will be the
And
29.
say, for example, I'll ask for grade 3. It could be grade 3,
26 to
30.
40.
It can be, I think, around 30, no? 30. And
50,000.
58 or 59,000.
and 59 or so. Okay. Now look at the overlap. Just observe the overlap. So this is the midpoint, your line. Now the midpoint, the overlap of grade 2 with grade 1, is it beyond the midpoint? It starts at much, you know, uh, I mean,
Much before
just a
the
little less than the minimum, it starts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it goes up. Now look at the overlap here also. Here also it is quite huge. Here also, if you see the midpoint is here and the overlap is here. So what does it mean? See here, you have the grade midpoint. Okay. So what does it mean? So depending on the nature and the type of organization and your own promotion policy, I can then design a structure with the kind of overlap I want. Okay. If you don't have an overlap, can you think a little more and tell me if there is no overlap between one grade to another, what happens? What could be the fallout? I mean, what could be the impact?
Ma'am, then there would be in between there is no salary. For example, a person is in a junior level and is moving to a senior level. So there will be a huge jump of salary which we need to give in case of promotion.
See, I may have a job, as you rightly stated, but actually this job does not qualify for higher grade. Okay. But yet I want to give a higher salary and there is no overlap at all. So what happens? Then I'm forced to bring a person in the higher grade, which is not possible. So therefore, keeping that into consideration, so I need to allow the overlap. And how much of overlap that you need to look at, depending on the type of industry. Okay, when you do the assignment, guys, you will really then learn, because this is actually, when you do with data, then you can really do it. Okay, let me go back to comp ratio just a little, and then quickly we can. Have you heard of comp ratio, anybody?
Yes.
Yes.
What is it?
Total profit divided by the wages ratio.
Okay, comp ratio is your salary divided by the midpoint and gives you a ratio, right? But yeah, so what does it tell when I actually measure the compa ratio? Say, for example, Nivedita compa ratio is 120%. But what does it tell? And how does it help me as a competent person?
She is higher than the approved budget for that role. If anybody is less than one, then obviously they are their salary is less than the budgeted for that particular role.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what happens is compa ratio helps me to understand, first of all, how is it measured? Individual salary divided by the midpoint of that particular band. Okay. Is that very clear? Huh? Calculation? Where have I calculated? Yeah. Maybe we'll calculate. So we'll make you do that little. So say for example, Nivedita and Sri Kalyan, they are in the same band. What? Oh, sorry. They are in the same band. Wanting to use the annotator. Okay, both of you are in the same band. I will say M2 to Nivedita and also Sri Kalyan. Both of them are HR managers. Okay. Now, Nivedita has 5 years of experience and Kalyan has only 2 years of experience. Okay. Doing the same job. Nivedita, if I look at her individual salary and divide it at the midpoint of their pay band, both of them are the same pay band. Okay. Nivedita is only 100, or I can also say it as 1. Okay. And Kalyan already 110, or I can also say 1.1. No, sorry. 1.1. Okay. Ratio, because it's a ratio. Now, am I fair in paying these salaries to Nivedita? Is Nivedita being paid fairly? Rating. Rating is also 4. Rating is also 4. Performance rating. Am I fair in paying the salary?
No,
Why?
because Kalyan is 1.1. He's above the comp ratio,
So
above
there
the
is a pay band, right? There is a salary range, say 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11, and 12. Okay. So 100, that means 10,000, right? And 110, that means
11,000.
11,000. Now he has only 2 years of experience, whereas Nivedita has 5 years of experience. And rating, same rating. So I'm not fair. So what kind of an equity is getting disturbed here?
Internal
Which
equity.
equity? Huh?
Internal equity.
Individual. Individual.
Two employees doing the same job, same
Individual.
performance, it is individual equity.
Okay.
So what do you do during annual increment? If you have noticed, in every organization, they'll calculate the comp ratios at every level, every salary range for all the employees. Why? They want to actually then ensure that comp ratios, if somebody is getting like now, so in the annual increment, what will I do now? I will pay less increment to Kalyan and higher increment to Nivedita. In spite of the rating be the same, I won't pay equal increment. I will pay less to Kalyan and higher increment to Nivedita, because I want to ensure that there is fairness to bring her to 110. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So typically comp ratios are looked at that. Higher the comp ratio, what happens? You can calculate comp ratios even at a department level, even at a yeah.
Is there a particular range of how much should be the ideal comp ratio?
The ideal comp ratio should be typically when your ideal comp ratios are decided for recruitment, for promotion. So when a person is hired, ideal is what? Between minimum to midpoint. That is 80, 90 comp ratio to 100. You can't give beyond that. Tell me why?
Because we have to use the other range for promotion,
So when the
increment.
person is staying in that in that salary grade for 2 or 3 years, now I want to go every year annual increment. I've already brought him to the maximum. Then how will I be able to give? I
But
can't. Then I have to stop giving increment.
sometimes I have seen that because when I was done doing a proper HRBP, and mostly my role was focused in recruitment in one of the very big brands over here. What they
Right.
used to do is they used to bring the people at the higher salary of the range below. For example, they
Beyond the
are high,
midpoint. Beyond the
yeah,
midpoint. Yeah.
general
And
manager, but they will hire as a senior manager, but with the higher beyond the midpoint, so that if they are good, then they will promote and make them a senior general
yeah,
manager
then they
and
promote him,
continue.
right? Yeah. Because they want to see, okay, fine, good material. So therefore I will. So they have an intent in mind. That is, they want to promote him.
Yeah.
But if he were to stay in the same salary band, then he would not be getting the increment.
Yes.
Because then, some of the organizations, what they do, they don't have a structure at all, salary structure. So if a person is working, say you're working in a particular grade, every year they'll be giving increment. So what happens? That salary is stretching. So you're distorting the entire salary structure. Got it?
Mm. Yeah.
So here, let me just rub out this. Which department is having the highest uh, highest comp ratio?
Executive PA, no?
Pardon?
Executive PA.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And which department is having the Least
Payments.
0.70 payments. So typically what happens, you can calculate comp ratios by department. You can calculate comp ratios even by, the entire organization. So it gives you at least at a broad level an indication saying that, hey, am I sitting on high wage cost? See, as I said, you will calculate the comp ratios for all the employees and then see where are we paying high, where are we paying low. So the comp ratios give you an indication of where are we paying high. Quickly, we have about 5 minutes. All of you do this as an individual exercise. I will just show you. You have this, I think, with you. Can you go to this exercise? Yeah. Do it as an individual, huh? And tell me, what are your recommendations?
Yeah. So the midpoint here is 60,000. So the compa ratio will
So
be,
step one is calculating the midpoint because you have only min and max. So you have calculated the midpoint.
it
Great.
is given here,
But
min,
you
mid, and
already have,
max.
don't have to calculate. You already have there. Min
Yes.
and mid is already there.
Yeah.
Now, what will you do? What is the formula for calculating
Salary,
compa ratio?
salary divided by
Salary
midpoint.
divided by midpoint. Multiplied by 100. So it's a percentage, okay? So salary kya hai? 54. Yeah. 54.
%90, is that how we do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
90% or 0.9.
Okay.
Mhm.
So this is here, the midpoint is 50,000. So again, salary divided by 96%. I'm just dragging this. I'll have to just mention what is the price. 75,000 is the midpoint. 65,000. 65,000. This is 85,000. 98,000. And this is 85,000.
Great. What would be your recommendation? First, what is your observation? Who is getting paid less? Who is getting paid more?
The operation of this, I think I wrote ज़्यादा यहाँ पे. One
This
second.
10%. देख लो दोबारा.
I did this proper.
Yeah.
So basically, what we see.
Marketing manager, sorry, data scientist is getting paid less, and finance analyst is getting paid high.
So typically the way you have to analyze is look at 100%. 100% means people are being paid at a midpoint. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all those 90s and 96, they are all being paid less than the midpoint. So you need to look at, hey, how critical it is. Marketing manager, he's being paid 90% comp ratio. So assuming that they're all they're also experienced. Now, marketing manager is critical to the organization, right? So probably you would like to see his increment or his market correction from 90 to at least, if not 100, right? Sales executive, 96. So you might like 105. HR specialist. Do you think it needs 105? You can freeze now, huh?
Yeah.
106. Project manager. Yeah, obviously it needs to be done.
But what I'm saying is, if somebody is say above 80, is it not good? I mean, it'll be good enough for the next 2-3 years for the increments. So we need not. If somebody is above 90.
Somebody, yeah, definitely. But I'm generally looking at assuming that no, there are certain assumptions I'm making here, saying that they're coming with some experience, etc. They're already in the organization for some time. You getting me? And good high performers. So whenever you are looking at comp ratios, you don't look at them in isolation. You have to look at them with regard to criticality, with regard to high. See, supposing I will say this guy 94, data scientist. Okay? He's a low performer. I don't mind if he leaves the organization. Huh?
Mhm.
You getting me?
Yes, yes,
Or
got it.
he's a man, sorry,
Ah.
or he's a high performer, but he's bought in at a less salary. Now his compa ratio is 94%. I can also look at it in the other way and say that this person needs more correction. Uh, that can also be an assumption, right?
You have to look at correction only in the light of even performance. Got it?
Correct, correct.
Example, if the guy is at a low comp ratio and his performance is very poor, why do you want to correct? Let him go
Correct.
away. I don't
Yeah.
care. But he is low comp ratio, but he's a good performer, rating 4 है उसका. So then you have to consider him.
I have
Got
a
it?
question. Is it
Yeah.
necessary we need to, somebody is above 90? Assume all is fine and somebody is above 90. So they are any which ways close to the midpoint. Do
Like
we
the
need
Somebody,
to
software.
but
bring
there are other
everybody?
things to consider now. Other things to consider. The position, the criticality, his performance rating. Got it?
Yes. So is it an
Contributions,
objective we
everything.
have to
Yeah.
bring everybody to 100? So my question is that,
Ah.
do we need to bring everybody to 100, or we need to just look at somebody who is at below 50 and then
No, no.
bring them above 50?
So typically, when you are hiring, comp ratio works like this. Comp ratio is there for every pay range, every pay range.
Mm-hmm.
So because you are not looking at so his base salary is being divided by the midpoint of that salary of that range. No, of that range. So yeah, Sneha has raised a hand. Just give me a minute. We will just so therefore your point is, so when I talk about this, so you have to Nivedita Shenafai, you have to consider what is the min and max of the salary range. You said, why can't I just keep them? But every year they will get increment, right? So you have to be very strict about your recruitment policy. Will I recruit a person you hire more than 100 or less than 100? If I bring a person more than 100 or 110, that means the possibility of him reaching the maximum is faster. So recruitment policy, unless and until I really need it urgently and the person is really very good and I have to bring him, I'll bring him beyond midpoint. But otherwise it is only 80, 90 typically. Okay. Oh, now, having said the promotion policy, somebody who has reached at 120, I have to consider him, right? Provided he's a good performer. Okay. Then the most important thing in a comp ratio is looking at wage cost. Higher the comp ratio, higher the wage. Say, for example, in an organization, the entire organization has a comp ratio of 120%. That means it's very high cost. That means you have to look at, go a level deeper, which department, which function, and find out who are those people who are adding to this wage cost. Got it? Yeah. Yeah. Somebody raised a hand and I'm forgetting.
Yes, you already cleared my doubt. I actually was thinking about people who are above 100% already. But
Okay.
then you
Okay.
said that if the performance is good, we can give them some increment, but not much, right?
Yeah. So typically I will consider 100 and little because he's extremely good, very difficult to find. So you have to make an exception. But you have to have sufficient reasons to make that exception. So typically what happens, there is a recruitment policy. Do not hire beyond 80% comp ratio or 90% comp ratio. If you have to, then you have to make a special request for it. Because what happens, it is directly linked to wage cost. Higher the comp ratio, higher the wage cost. Comp and ben is all wage cost, no? You have to look at the, what is it, your key metric. What is the cost of every employee to revenue? If it is high, that means your profits will be reduced. Okay? So here I want to bring that. Can somebody put that? Sneha or Shivi, can I have that slide? 1 minute and I will close it. Shivi, can I have your slide which you did? comp ratio. See, have you seen here salary range 50 and 70? So here there is something called a green circle rule and a red circle rule. What is the green circle rule? I cannot hire a person less than the minimum. Got it? I cannot hire a person less than the minimum. That is why there is a salary structure. You start at least at minimum, but not less. Oh, he's not having a job right now. He was getting much lesser salary in the previous job. Let me give something, and it works very well for me because he can come at a lesser salary. No, that's called the green circle rule. Now, what is the red circle rule? Red circle rule is a person who has reached the maximum. What is the maximum here? 70. 70. Now, after this, will you give him an increment? You can't give him an increment. You stop the increment till the time you either make market corrections, till the time you make changes in the grade structure. But you will give him a performance bonus. That is called the performance, incentive for the job he has done in that year. But you won't give him an increment. That's called the red circle. So a lot many times
Above the
people come
maximum.
here. Yeah. Sneha? Yeah. Nivedita.
Above maximum, right, ma'am? Red circle, can you repeat?
Pardon?
Red circle is above maximum.
Yeah, you can't give. So that's the red circle. When a person reaches maximum, then you can't give an increment because he has reached. That's called the red circle rule. You can't give an increment more than the max. And the green circle rule is that is paying somebody below the minimum of that range. Okay, so this is red circle rule and green circle. Okay, guys, I won't take more of your time. And thank you, one and all. I know it